to COVID-19 cooking. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Steve Gearhart. Today we're going to talk about a breakfast sandwich. Actually, not just talk about, we're going to make one. And the reason why I'm bringing this up to you is because you guys have been really good about keeping healthy and using breakfast as a way to start the day right, and because you know it is the most important meal of the day. You're probably eating a very well-rounded breakfast, maybe a slice of toast, slice of bacon, egg sunny side up maybe, or maybe you're doing a bowl of granola with nice fresh fruit, or maybe you're slicing up bananas and you're throwing that in there, and it's just giving you a good healthy meal to start the day and get out there and do what you need to do. Well, because you're doing so well, I think that you should treat yourself. And I think you should treat yourself to a sandwich that is not meant to be healthy at all, whatsoever. It's a sandwich I came up with a number of years ago. It is one of my personal, actually, favorite things to eat, and it's my Frankenstein's monster, and it's called the Scramwhich. So, the Scramwhich is not meant to be eaten every day at all, unless you want diabetes and heart failure. Otherwise, there's really no good reason to eat this every day, other than the fact that it tastes really good. The only types of people that should be eating this every day are like Olympic swimmers who, like go through thousands of calories a day, doing strenuous physical activity. Other than that, this should only be a once every now and again. As a matter of fact, it's actually been a couple years since I've made the Scramwhich. You make it once, it's wonderful, it's delicious, and it makes you want to go back to bed and go back to sleep. What's in the Scramwhich? The Scramwhich is actually pretty easy. Not many ingredients to it. It's pretty straightforward on how to make it. Let me show you all that you need. You're going to want toast. Or maybe an English muffin, or maybe you'll want to put it on a roll of some sort, like a large enough roll though. So you're definitely going to want bread. So make your toast. I know some people like to burn their toast. Don't burn your toast with this one. I mean, you can get pretty dark if you want, but don't burn it. Okay? Takes away from the taste. You're also going to want a lot of this butter. We're going to be using a lot of butter on this one. Part of the reason why it's so unhealthy. The other part of the reason why it's so unhealthy is because you're going to be using Spam. Now, this is really pretty cool. It's one slice. It's a little pricey. It's about $1.39 here in Baltimore. But at least you don't have to deal with the can, opening up the can and then like shaking the can over and over again, and then having it just kind of ooze out and make that horrible slurping sound, that, and then a little bit of packing jelly that comes out with it. Much easier to deal with. You just open it up and you just push the slice out and you're good to go. And actually, before I get to that part, of course you're going to want 1 or 2 eggs. It kind of depends on how many eggs you like to eat, how many scrambled eggs you like. Because you're going to scramble eggs. So if you only want 1 egg is good. And but if you want 2 eggs, sometimes 2 eggs are better. Okay, you're going to want 1 slice of cheese. Not artisanal cheese, nothing frou-frou. You don't want Velveeta, but you don't want to get, like farmer's market goat cheese or anything like that. We are talking straight up, American singles sandwich, really cheapo kind of thing that they use at third-rate grills where they just slap it on a hamburger. This is what you want. And last but certainly not least, scrapple. I love scrapple. To me, scrapple's food of the gods. Now, I know some of you are out there and you're kind of going, scrapple, ew. No, some of the stuff that you've been shoveling in your mouth during COVID, it's far worse than what this is. I'm not going to go into it. But it is really, really good stuff. I love this. This is food of the gods. So when you cut this, though, when we talk about putting this together, you're going to want to do a thick cut, but scrapple. And if you can get, now on this one, if you can get homemade scrapple from a farmer's market, get that. That stuff is awesome. But if you can't, Rappa is a good standby. All right. So now that you know what you need, it's really not that bad, is it? So let's go ahead and start creating this wonderful juggernaut of a breakfast sandwich. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your hopefully non-stick skillet or pan, and you're going to just chop off a chunk of butter and throw it in there and heat it up. How much butter you want to use is up to you. I would not put in the entire stick at once. I would probably do, less than a quarter of a stick, and throw it in there and get it all nice and melty, and how melted butter smells, makes your kitchen smell really awesome. Get it to that point, and the first thing that you're going to pan fry is the Spam. So you're going to put this in the skillet first, and you're going to pan fry it until the outside is definitely looking like crispy and cooked, and it doesn't take that long. The slices are pretty thin. I would say just a couple, 2-3 minutes. Just keep flipping it over, and then take it off and put it on a plate with a paper towel and let it sit there. The next thing that you're going to do is like I said before, you're going to already cut a piece, and you want to do it this way. So you want a long piece, and of scrapple no less than a quarter of an inch thick. Some people like it kind of thin and crispy. For the sandwich, it needs to be crispy on the outside but cooked and soft on the inside. Again, scrapple cooks up pretty quickly, so it's only about 2 or 3 minutes, not to a side but to do the whole thing. So just gotta keep an eye on it. So you're gonna do one slice of this 1/4 inch at least. You don't need to do a 1/2 inch. It doesn't need to be that big, but 1/4 inch is usually good. So you're going to do that after you cook the Spam. Now, it's up to you if you want to do this or not, and this is what I'm going to do, is that after you take the Spam out, you're going to put more butter in there to melt. Then you fry this up, right? So then, once this is done, you pull this off the pan and put it and let it rest on the paper towel. Then, you're going to take your 1 or 2 eggs, and at this point I would say already have them, like beaten. Take a whisk and go ahead and beat your 1 or 2 eggs to have it prepared. And again, if you want, you don't have to, but you can put a little bit more butter in there, and then throw your scrambled egg in there and cook it up. Now it's going to cook up really quick because the pan is going to stay hot this entire time. So once it cooks up, kind of take the spatula, push it to one side, take the Spam, put the Spam back in, put the scrapple on top of the Spam, and then put the scrambled eggs on top of the scrapple. Make sure this is unpacked, unwrapped, and throw this on top of the cheese, and it's going to it should be pretty quickly, but don't let the meat burn, and let this melt over top of it. Once it's melted to a point that you're satisfied, which should be pretty quickly, take it all in one piece, put it on the toast, slap the other piece of toast on top of it, and there's your Scramwhich. So let's go through and actually make the thing. So I'm about to do something very unfair to you all. I'm gonna eat this. Oh my god, it's so good. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Scramwhich. I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna go take a nap. You guys have a good rest of the day.